Hey guys, how's it going? This is going to be a follow-up video to my previous Zeku breakdowns where we broke down the trailer. I already did 2 videos for that, so if you guys haven't watched them, be sure to check it out. And this is the extra information that we got from Winner Stays On, so this is for all the people that want that extra bit of information before the character finally comes out this Tuesday. So let's get this thing started here. I wrote myself off a little list and we'll just go down it. First thing I want to talk about is there apparently is no throw loops for Zeku. Low tier confirmed. I'm just kidding. Kind of. Even in the corner, at least in old man form, they already tested this. But you can melee the opponent with a standing medium punch afterwards if you try sticking out a button as he's getting up, but you're pretty far from them. Not fast enough to, not plus enough to dash in and throw him again. As for the Bushingram Koku, that is the quarter circle forward kick in old Zeku form, where he kicks straight. Apparently it counts as a projectile attack, which is really interesting. I haven't seen any footage of him neutralizing a fireball with it, but if you guys seen any, let me know in the comments below. But apparently it works that way, so that's pretty interesting. If one of them does like one hit, maybe Zeku will be able to like forward hard punch it, for example. And there's other weird properties with being a projectile attack. Next attack is the palm strike. This is in young Zeku's form where he attacks straight with his palm. That apparently neutralizes fireballs as well. So that's interesting too, just to help a little bit with the zoning with the character. Next thing I want to talk about is you can cancel your V-skill transformation into super if you're in young form changing to old, because when you're in old Zeku form, when you transform, young Zeku comes in from the air, striking downwards, so obviously you can't do your super in the air. But if you're in young form and you do maybe a target combo into your V-skill, for example, you can go right into super and then still be able to, get that transformation, which is pretty cool. Next thing is crouching hard kick in old Zeku form is just a normal regular sweep. But when you're in young form, it's actually just a short little slide and it still knocks down. I don't think you can make it safe at max range or anything, but it's worth noting that it is a slide. It probably goes underneath the projectiles, have to test that out. Next thing, Zeku's wall jump has been shown now. Now we didn't get to see this in the trailer, how exactly it works, so I'm looking at the move list and it looks like there's more to it than just simply jumping off the wall. So this can be done only in young form of Zeku, and there are 3 commands that you can do after you touch the wall when you jump in the air. So the first is if you just press the opposite direction. This is like what you would expect a normal wall jump, like the other characters that can do it. But if you jump against the wall and you press punch, it actually makes you jump further than normal, than pressing the opposite direction. So you can jump like up to like mid-screen if you press the hard punch button after you jump off the wall. So that's really interesting. And of course, you can follow up with an attack. You can follow up with your air command grab if you want to as well. And then if you press the kick button from the wall, it'll make your character do a dive kick from the wall diagonally. And the strength determines the angle of that dive kick. And on top of this, you can cross up with the dive kick, which we see in the introduction series video. So that's really cool. You can get a nice combo from that. Okay, more info on special attacks. All 3 versions of the command flip are shown. This is when you're in old Zeku form. The kick version that hits in front is not an overhead. I think we talked about this before in the breakdown. And the punch version that crosses the opponent up is also not an overhead. And the throw follow-up you do can be avoided by crouching, similar to Akuma's demon flip when he tries to grab you. So in other words, since the downward kick doesn't hit overhead or the cross-up punch, there's no reason to stand block against this command jump. You can beat all 3 options as long as you block in the right direction while crouching. So I'm not too happy about that. I mean, we don't want like a crazy mix-up from it, but at least Akuma does have the option of hitting overhead with his palm smash. But it seems that old Zeku does not. So this is something to keep in mind, guys. Also, the EX version of his command jump is not tracking. You can just hold a direction to kind of manipulate it so it hits front or back. So if you're going for a mix-up of the command jumps, it's more about pressure and it's more about hitting left or right rather than overhead or low. As for old Zeku's Bushingram Teki, this is with quarter circle back kick. It's the gram that knocks the opponent up for a juggle. It unfortunately whiffs on crouching opponents. All 3 strengths of this attack whiff on crouching opponents. This is basically your main combo tool. Now, I'm not sure about the EX version. I didn't get to see any footage on that, but fortunately, Zeku does have normals that force stand on hit, and that's crouching hard punch and standing medium kick, more importantly standing medium kick. You cannot cancel out of standing medium kick, but you can link into standing medium punch from it, which allows you to cancel from there. So this shouldn't be too huge of a problem in terms of his combos if you're not, trying to confirm it as you go. And the strength of the quarter circle back kick gram determines the strength that you can juggle with the quarter circle forward kick gram. So if you go quarter circle back medium kick, you can juggle the quarter circle forward medium kick, and same with hard kick for a lot more damage. You can also do a pretty nasty combo if you get a crouching hard punch crush counter. You can cancel that crouching hard punch crush counter into your quarter circle back hard kick, and the opponent is launched so high that you can juggle into quarter circle back the EX version of your gram twice, and then one more last time into the quarter circle forward EX for a ton of damage. But it's still juggling this super still does more damage overall though. But it is a really flashy combo. Okay, let's talk about the DP kick gram. This is the one that goes straight up. It's kind of similar to Ed's 2 kicks. This definitely has some upper body invincibility, so you can definitely use this as an anti-air, especially the hard kick version. This one looks really reliable. It does have a little startup to it though. All 3 strengths are counter hit on recovery, so the opponent can crush counter you if they happen to block your DP kick gram. So the EX version also looks fully invincible, but I'm not positive on this. This is just for me looking at the footage, but it does look like it can be used as a reversal attack, which is nice. Old Zeku form. Crouching hard punch also seems like a decent anti-air, where he sticks his elbow up. It kind of like position sensitive, but once again, this is an old Zeku form. So young Zeku hasn't really shown anything concrete in terms of anti-airs, and young form doesn't seem to have reversal either. So I think that's the thing that you have to give up, is a little bit of defense for a lot more rushdown and offense. Now let's talk a little bit more of young Zeku's command run. This could be a little tricky for the opponent to block. The medium kick follow-up, the slide, hits low, but it's definitely punishable on block. And the hard kick follow-up does 2 hits if you're close, and the first hit hits overhead, but the second hit does not hit overhead, and it knocks the opponent down on hit. And the EX version of this kick follow-up also hits overhead on the first hit, and is -2 on block after the second hit, making it pretty safe. And so there is an option to hit the opponent standing or crouching, so the overhead kick or the slide, unlike the command jump from old Zeku. So at least you can mix in with your run cancels and keep your opponent guessing. On top of this, you can cancel your run with light kick, so then you could just stop on a dime and then throw your opponent to add another layer to your mix-up as well. And speaking of run cancels, canceling a blocked normal attack into a run leaves Zeku very, very minus, even if you use the EX run. So all you guide players, I'm sure you want to know that you can't really do your crazy block string pressures with Zeku. It's pretty fake, and if you abuse this, the opponent is going to easily punish you. You got to kind of use it more like Ken, where you got to use it every now and then to keep your opponent on his toes. Now for Yun Zeku's shoulder attack, his horizontal, as you know, the EX version does 2 hits, and you can jump cancel that second hit to easily juggle into his air command grab, but you can still combo into his air command grab from the medium and hard versions of his horizontal if you Tiger Knee the EX grab. So you can jump cancel the normal versions, but you still have enough time to Tiger Knee it. The timing looks a little tight though. Also, after his EX horizontal, the one that does 2 hits and you can do a jump cancel from, you cannot juggle the opponent with air normal attacks afterwards, similar to what Ibuki can do. So unfortunately, you can't do any mix-ups that way. You have to go into your air command grab. It looks like it's the only thing. Next up, in terms of Zeku's VTrigger, we know that you can chain normals after his teleport dash, but you can also chain crouching normals after his teleport dash if you want to end it pretty much into a sweep at the end. Unfortunately, you cannot chain into his overhead, which is forward hard punch for both forms, and you cannot cancel from the overhead from into a chain as well, unfortunately. So his overhead is strictly just an overhead, and you can't do any crazy like high-low mix-ups from that. Okay, finally we get to see the rest of Yun Zeku's target combos, which he has a lot. So the first target combo we see is light punch, medium punch, hard punch, and that's just a shorter version of light punch, medium punch, hard kick, and then it just knocks down the opponent. We also have a variation of this, which is light punch, medium punch, hard punch, crouching hard kick, and what that does is it throws the opponent basically to the other side and allows you to switch sides. Very similar to how Guy throws the opponent over his shoulder. and all 3 of these target combos can be chained from a crouching light punch, which is Yun Zeku's fastest normal at 3 frames, apparently. So the next target combo I'll talk about is standing hard punch, and then he has standing hard punch into V skill. So he has a target combo that lands with the V skill, and then something very similar, which is crouching hard punch into V skill. Same sort of thing. I think you're going to use the standing hard punch target combo to V skill more often, since apparently the standing hard punch looks safest on block compared to his crouching hard punch. But his crouching hard punch is a crush counter. Also, the last target combo I'll talk about is standing medium punch to hard punch. This looks like Yun Zeku's most useful target combo out of all of them, simply because it's the only target combo that you can cancel from into a special. And you can link this from a crouching medium punch. So you can go crouching medium punch, standing medium punch, hard punch target combo into like light shoulder into light palm, or EX shoulder into jump command grab. Or you can go into VTrigger and do another standing medium punch, hard punch, target combo, and then cancel that into your teleport dash, and then do your chain. So a lot of flexibility. That seems to be like the bread and butter for Yun Zeku, at least on day 1. That target combo looks especially good. Alright guys, let's wrap this up. That was the last bit of information I could squeeze from that WSO footage. Let me know in the comments below if I missed anything or if you guys have anything to add. Don't forget to like the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel. And of course, I'll keep you guys posted on any more news that comes up here. Yes, I know about the sports costumes for Street Fighter V, but I'm waiting for the Capcom Unity post to see if there's any more besides 3 characters. So till then guys, take care.